I'm not going to join me. Where am I here? No, let's go over here. Oh, there's the morning coffee with my dirty coffee mug. That's how my coffee mug usually looks. It's dirty. Whoa, it's dark. This is terrible. The sitting in the sun is too much. Let's see, hold on a second. Let me get situated. That noise you hear in the background is the hot water boiling. I'm making coffee. Good morning, everyone. Who's here? Michael Ball. Good morning. Donald, hello. One second. Oh, you know what? This mic's not going to work. It's supposed to be like this. There's the audio better now. You guys? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Sugar, creamer, next. Yes. Just lost the creamer top. Where did, oh, here it is. Very good. Alrighty. Good morning. Let me move the camera so you guys can see me. Okay. Maybe this. Ow, 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 ow. Hot coffee. Can you see me at all now? Where are we at with the bright? Oh, we're all the way up, huh? All right. We need more light, don't we? Hey, Venture Princess. The Stewport, good morning. How's Stewport doing today? Adventure Princess, how you doing? Whew. Hot. Good. Well, I've had a nice little trip. I'm back in town in Pahrump. I'm doing a lot of editing next couple days. Well, actually, I have been editing. I actually edited and uploaded a video yesterday for next week, and I have quite a few other explorers coming as well. See, I'm trying to get into the shade because it's too damn bright. Let me look at the Note 8. Skip survey. There we go. Andrew. You're just starting your day. Don't spill it. Exactly. Hey guys. Rita Joe. Good morning. Who were you referring to, Rita, when you were saying people, someone was looking for photographers or videographers? What were you referring to the other day? you were saying something like someone was, or some channel was looking to hire folks for, I guess, camera work? I'm not sure who you were referring to, but it's been on my mind ever since you said that. I'm not quite sure why. I guess it's interesting to me. Yeah, it was well, almost a month ago, I think. It's been getting very warm. I have to move. I think after today, I'm going to move up into higher elevation. And what I mean by that is just going up the hill here further, a couple miles. Yeah, but what channel was it, Rita Joe? Do you know? Please don't say Ewu. That's still much too hot. It was them. Okay, no, I'm not interested in that stuff. Interesting that they're looking for editors. Um, the type of work that they do doesn't require a lot of editing. But hey, you guys know my last live stream was coming from a remote location out in Death Valley. Greenwater Road or Greenwater Valley is where I was at. It's really interesting because after that live stream, I realized that there's not a lot of stuff around me in that particular location to go explore. But I did find a cabin and some mining remains, but video to come on that. It's more of a day in the life of. It's basically my trip that day, leading up to me going to camp at that spot. The next morning I did a live stream, and then later that afternoon I packed up and I went to a different location. You get to see everything in that day or those 2 days on this video. It's coming out in, I think, 2 weeks, and I'm in the middle of editing it right now. I'm about halfway done with it, but it's pretty epic. For my type of videos, I've done a lot of editing, and what I mean by that is it's a well-produced video to the extent that, well, what am I trying to say here? It's a produced video if you only had one cameraman, and it was a solo trip for me, and I did the best I could with trying to make the video interesting with the footage, many different camera angles of the same scene. In this case, it was the cabin that I was going through. A lot of video of me walking in, walking out, first person point of view, just interesting different type of views that you don't really get to see in my normal videos. Usually it's just, from my perspective, me holding the camera, and you're like the eyes next to me as I narrate, as I walk through. This video is a little different, only in the fact that you get to see a third person, or a fourth person, I guess, view of what's going on, as I intermingle the point of view with me walking into a room, me walking out of a room, kind of stuff, that kind of thing. So it's more produced in that sense. It took a lot longer to shoot, of course, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And me doing all the editing for the past couple of years, I understand what to shoot now a lot better than I did at the beginning. So for me to punch through it was not really an issue. I didn't even have a script. I just basically memorized my my walk, how I walked around the circuit, basically, or the cabin, and I inserted stuff as needed here and there. I've never done a video like that before, and I have to admit, it was a lot of fun, to be honest. It was a ton of fun. Oops, what's going on here? Chelle. Good morning. How you guys doing? Thanks, Rita. Thanks for the update. The Kenneth. The Kenneth. How you doing, Kenneth? $5 miles. That's it. That's not. That's not much. 5 miles of underground tunnel. Well, go explore it, man. Rita Joe, I understand what you mean by Premiere Pro being a beast. There's just, and it's a great program. I love it. If you're doing that type of work, YouTube videos don't really require that level of sophistication in editing. You're not making an Emmy award-winning movie, so or show. But yes, I use Premiere Pro as well. I have it. I don't really use it. I'm trained in it. Here's the background of my videography. For about 13 years in San Francisco, I did a lot of help with a band, several bands, about 5 or 6 bands. I did live sound engineering. I did sound recording for the bands. I also did videos for these bands. During that time, I was using a lot of Premiere Pro. After that, I got into cars for a number of years, and then I went into this. This doesn't require that level of sophistication. I opted for a program called Adobe Premiere Elements. I think I started out with it's a 2018 version of Adobe Premiere Elements. It's basically a really stripped down version of Adobe Premiere, but it's really like a YouTube version of it, if you ask me. It has, every video I've edited has been on Premiere Elements. I've never used Pro in any of my videos on YouTube. You don't need it unless you like that level of sophistication. I'm not really into the editing room. I'm really into the capturing the footage portion of things. So, but yeah, that's what I use. I highly recommend it. A lot of people jump into Premiere Pro because, well, they want all the cool tools. Well, it can be a little daunting at times, depending on the type of video you're making. But yeah, I don't think your average YouTuber would need it. Someone like Sarah Jane Woodall on her channel, Wonder Hussy's channel, Wonder Hussy Adventures channel. What is her channel? Is it Wonder Hussy or Wonder Hussy Adventures? I think it's Wonder Hussy Adventures. Her channel may need it. She does a lot of intricate editing, if you haven't noticed. She's above average in your editing level, if you ask me. Rita Joe, if you have access to it, you're paying a subscription. The reason why I went to Adobe Premiere Elements is because it's a one-time purchase. You buy it, I think it's like $100, and it's yours forever. And you can use it on 2 different machines, each license that you have. But that video I just did, all the editing I did or am doing on this Explore video, not once yet have I wished I had more options or tools. I'm very happy with Adobe Premiere Elements. I don't see why any YouTuber would need any more, especially if they're just starting out. But Premiere Elements is not a subscription-based software, I don't think. You can try and look, but I don't know if it is. It's interesting, too, because how I actually did the editing on this bigger video, bigger editing video, I should say. It's not longer in length. It's basically taking what I have been doing on my, point of view type of explorers where I'm just holding the camera, walking around and doing selfies every once in a while. That's a lot easier to edit because it's all in one little nugget. You can do all the editing in one little area or break it up into smaller areas. But basically when you're doing a lot of editing with multiple camera angles, different cameras, you kind of split it up in little chunks. And you separate B-roll, have that on a separate line as far as audio video goes, DSLR on another, action camera on another level. So I had multiple levels of the same kind of shots, and I just bundle them up according to where the camera was where the camera was placed. And I just had everything revolving around my main storyline. So if I was at a spot where I needed some more B-roll because it was kind of boring footage visually, I would drop in some B-rolls of the same area but more close-ups of what I was looking at. Then pops back out to me being in that point of view again, walking around the room, and then zooming back in, or taking maybe a third-person view or second-person view of me walking around that same cabin. I found it a lot of fun to do. I also thought it was kind of strange to be shooting the same thing over and over and over and over. I must have been there for at least 2.5 hours doing just nothing but video. This really small cabin, so. But I got everything I needed, and then some. So. I'm excited about this video coming out in about 2 weeks. Hopefully you guys like it. 909 Adventures, how you doing, buddy? Lisa Gluckner's here. Good morning, Lisa. Okay. I do have another road trip kind of scheduled. As I was coming back into home base, I passed up what I thought was an amazing road, and I'm not going to mention what that is, but it was coming back from Arizona, and I should have stopped, but I didn't. I don't even know why I didn't stop. I really don't. But I think it's because I wanted to go back down into that area to dedicate a lot more time to it. I would see staying in this area past you for about a week doing videos, and it would be fun to do that with someone, so. But it would definitely have to be a camping trip, a remote camping trip for over a week. Man, that guy is hauling ass down that dirt road. I'm looking at someone ripping down. He must be doing 60 miles an hour on a 25 mile an hour dirt road. I guess when people get off road, they think, going fast off road is okay. It's the scariest thing you can think of. Your car doesn't react the same. Everything is different. I'm sorry. I'm like that. I look at what people are doing and overanalyze. I'm doing well, CHELLE. Hope you're doing well as well. I am happy today. Who said that? Kelly Taylor. Good morning. I love the hair. The hair is a mess. I just roll it out of bed. And I do look happy. Thank you. That's another thing. Yeah, suspension. Depending on the type of shocks you have, yeah, you can really ruin your suspension. The faster you go, the more you're going to blow those seals out. So something to think about. I usually putt around. I don't do much over 30 miles an hour off-road. There's no reason to. Go any faster than that, you can't look around. You have to be laser focused on the road ahead of you instead of looking to the side to side. But I spoke with Sarah Jane Woodall, Wonder Hussy, about her rear bumper, and I offered once again to fix it for free for her, and she says, "Oh, it just has to be glued on." It's not. it's straightforward. It's just gluing it on. But she seemed to be okay with whatever she's doing with it. I don't know why she's complaining about it if she's getting free offers to fix it from me, and I just don't understand why it was even brought up. It sounds, I didn't even watch the video that I was brought up on, but I had nothing to do with that thing falling off the back of her truck. I believe how it happened was she was backing up. We were making a U-turn in a very tight, dirt road. I believe that's what it was. And she backed up into a berm and she pulled out and we heard a crunch. And we went outside and it was that gray piece hanging off. It was still attached. One piece was still attached, but it was pretty much ripped off at that point. So my recommendation out in the middle of nowhere was, let's just take it off. Let's take this thing off and we'll fix it at a later date. Never got fixed. And here we are, like 2 years later. It's been a while. That happened shortly after her and I started exploring a little bit. So, yeah. But I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why she brought that up. Yeah, Rita, you kind of have to, I call it throwing it in there. I have an all-wheel drive car. It's not four-wheel drive by any means. They're very different vehicles. All-wheel drive and four-wheel drive are completely different animals. And because of that, you have to understand how to drive them off-road differently. All-wheel drive, you have to throw your car into a situation sometimes. Matter of fact, my cabin Explorer I just got done with, and I'm editing right now. I actually go drive the car behind the cabin and back around. There's like this turnaround that goes around the cabin itself. But it's all rutted out. In order to get over that rut, you kind of have to send it in there. You have to throw it in there. And you just basically go a little faster. You abuse the car a little bit, but the momentum of the car will carry it up over that berm and avoid what I call a tripoding, where 3 wheels are on the ground, 1 wheel's off, which will open up my differential and cause all kinds of bad things to happen. Well, not bad things, but I basically lose all power in the car because 1 wheel's spinning. It's an open diff, basically. So yeah. It happened a very long time ago, and I've been asking her to fix it for a long time. I don't even know if she was complaining about it being broken or why I wasn't even involved with it, because I was a passenger in her car. I had nothing to do with that thing falling off. Front-wheel drive? Okay. That's what my BMW is. It's front-wheel drive, basically, and anytime the front wheels start to slip, the back starts to engage, or if I think I'm more than 80% throttle, then it starts to engage. I'm not quite sure exactly how that works, but it's not full-time all-wheel drive like a Subaru would be. Mine does go into front-wheel drive only. It's basically a front-wheel drive setup with a little transmission piece, a transfer case that sends power to the back. That's all it is. Well, I don't think I don't think it's just women. I think it has a lot to do with, her car is getting. I don't know. I'll have to watch, but I'm assuming that she was ranting a little bit about her car. It's showing a lot of age for how old that vehicle is. I don't know. If I were her, I'd think about trading up, going into a newer version of the TRD lineup. I mean, it's at that mileage right now where she probably needs to sell it or else keep it until the thing dies. If she was trying to get any kind of money out of it. I don't know. I don't talk to her a lot about her financial stuff at all. Or what she's doing with her equipment, stuff like that. We're just friends, so I don't know. I don't know how I was brought up in that video about her bumper having gotten fucked up by, well, Sarah Jane Woodall herself, not me. Maybe she's thinking it was my fault because I recommended taking the thing off so we can get home or continue on with our adventure. I don't even know where this thing happened, but yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, Donald, watch it. Yeah. Her car is getting beat up. I've seen it in person. I mean, if you look at the rear bumper itself, it's been beat up in many spots. Her car is white, so you can't really see a lot in camera, but it's pretty beat up. And underneath it is a horror story. It's been used heavily off-road, let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't know. What Toyota, any of the car manufacturers, when you go to them for replacement parts, they're going to rip you off. That's their job. They're there to make money, not to lose money so that you can save. They're there to make as much money as possible. You're there to save as much money as possible. Leaving that rear bumper decoration off her vehicle, to me, looks better. I even offered to, where those those holes are around the back of her car where that thing fits into, to cut that part out and make it look stock, so that you can, well, you'll see when you look at the back of her car next time and notice those little holes in the back of her bumper where that decoration piece went on. It has no function at all other than to make the car look fancy, and part that will fall off, requiring you to go back to Toyota and buy a $500 piece that really does nothing to your car. Has no aerodynamic value, has nothing. It's just a piece of decoration hanging off the back of your bumper. What a waste of money. But I don't know why was it brought up? I offered to try and fix it. She was complaining about them driving too fast. Well, shit, she drives really fast herself, so I don't know what her problem is. Rita, you don't even need to find the part. Just leave it off. The car is beat to hell. I mean, if you look at the car and you go, why do you want to put this diamond piece on the back of your car when the whole car is beat up, you know? It's like, that part being missing off the back of the car actually makes the car look correct because it's been beat up. It's been used off-road. I'm not saying it was seriously abused, but, you know, it's seen its time off-road, and she spends a lot of time off-road in the middle of nowhere, and she gets into binds, and she will, you know, like you said, Rita, and like I said, you kind of barrel through it. And there are accidents that happen too. When I'm with her in her car, I've been in, you know, deep conversation with her, and boom, we had a rut, and you know, my top of my head's heading the top of her cabin. So you know, it all adds up, and the more you do off-road, and the more you do it, the faster you do it, the more beat up your car becomes. It's just part of the game. I believe she has a tow package, yes. So it's very similar to what I have here. Let me show you. Let's see here. Turn this around. So, oh, sorry. Okay. So there's the tow package, right? Now, her bumper has a beauty piece that goes in this area. It's just this gray piece that fits over that to make it look less boring. But it basically covers this area. And there's little dotted lines that go in this area right here. I offered to just cut that part out right there to make it, more open down here as far as her tow package goes. But that seemed like a simple fix to me. I don't know why she's not doing it. She doesn't like help, I think. She likes to do things on her own. I don't blame her. I'm kind of the same way. But sometimes it's just better to accept someone's help and just get it done and over with so you can move on. So, yeah. My car? My X5 can tow about 5,000 pounds. £1,800. 1,500. Okay. Hey, Kelly. It's going to be hot up here as well. Not too far away from, it's about 8 hours away, San Diego. It's going to get hot today. It already is warm. I'm in shorts, t-shirt. Anywho, that's what's going on with her car. As it relates to Larry, I've done no damage to her car. I've done nothing bad to her car. I actually wish I could have her car. It's a great vehicle. The Forerunners are probably the car to have off road. It really is. What's that, Larry? You're what? Smoking. Hi, Larry. You legend. Huh. How am I a legend? I don't think I'm a legend. Yeah, the beauty ring itself. It's a beauty ring. Yes, it's something that beautifies the car, makes it look less boring in the back. I think it's just over designed, and I like plain bumpered vehicles. I don't know. I'm just like that, I guess. Whew. But what's going on here? On another topic, I've lost a lot of Patreon members. Now, here's the reason why I'm losing Patreon members. Because I'm no longer doing photographs of Sarah and being the voyeur output for the voyeurs out there looking for Sarah photos. I'm pulling back on a lot of that collaboration stuff with a lot of people. I need to focus on my channel. I need to focus on what I'm doing. I'm having a lot more fun doing solo adventures. It allows me more time on location to shoot things like I did at this cabin. I spent hours longer than I normally would. There's a mill at this place too, or mill remains, as well as what I think might be a mine or a well, one of the two. I can't quite make it out. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. But because I'm not posting a lot of photos of Sarah, I think it has a lot to do with why I'm losing Patreon members. And that's fine. I don't want to be an outlet for Sarah Jane Woodall photography. I did a lot of photos for her because of, what do you call it? I was asked to help her out with her calendars, and the work and trade was I get to use the photographs on my site as I see fit of the images that she doesn't select. So I did that, and a lot of people started coming over thinking that that's all they would be seeing is that. And for a little bit, that's what I was doing. And I'm kind of pulling away from that, and I'm really focusing on what I want to do with the channel now. Sarah was an instrumental part of me starting this channel. She was the main reason why it even came to be. She'll always be a close friend to me, and I'll always respect what she's doing with her channel. But it's time for me to spread my wings and do my own thing. And you'll see that in, well, it's already started, the Bowie trip. That trip in Bowie, Arizona, is typical of what you'd be seeing from me, going to different towns that I don't know about and doing walkthroughs, stuff like that. I'm looking for towns about that size or smaller, whether they're inhabited or not. And yeah, that's where I want to be. And if I'm doing collabs with other channels like Wonder Hussey's channel, then it's going to be rushed, in my opinion. No matter how much time she gave me, I always feel like if you're traveling with another person doing the same thing, you kind of have to do your stuff, do it quick, and be available to move with the other person, the other party, the other channel in this case. So I always had that pressure. Now, when you go solo, it's more scary out in the middle of nowhere, but if you prep yourself and you train yourself right, you take the right equipment, it shouldn't be that scary. And that's what I've been doing, and I'm having a lot more fun because of that. But I've been losing Patreon members, and that hits my wallet the most, because I make more money coming in from Patreon. And when I say money, I'm making less than $200 a month on that. I'm making about $120 on AdSense a month. So between the two, it's not very much money to live on. It's difficult, and now I'm seeing my Patreon come down. So I got two options here. I can ask for more help with Patreon. Making how-to videos is a bit difficult for me. I'd rather do live streams and show you guys what I'm doing. So that wouldn't really go on Patreon. Really, Patreon is hard to cater to from my standpoint, my content standpoint. And it's hard to find time to do the work that needs to get done to put it over there to make it worthwhile. So it's kind of a thorn in my side. It kind of isn't. I do enjoy the Patreon members that I do have who help me out. I don't know, about 30, 40 of them. And if this trend continues, that's fine. I'll just let it run out. But it means I just have to pull back from this, probably get a part-time job somewhere to cover the expenses of fuel and food. So yeah, it's getting tight, and I have a lot of suspicion that it has a lot to do with the economy. People are starting to tighten their belts a lot. I see a lot of people taking away their $1 donations because, you know, every dollar counts right now. But I'm looking for new Patreon members if you have it in you. Details down below if you'd like to try and subscribe. Your help is needed. This never-stopping revolving door of Patreon members. Some come, some go. But I really think I had a big influx there for a while because of the Wonder Hussey images I was taking. So I've kind of stopped it, if you haven't noticed. Yesterday I posted one photo up over there, and I get very little input or comments from that area, but Patreon, and it's more of a way for people just to be able to subscribe to my channel on a reoccurring basis and not have to worry about donating to my channel through Super Chat or PayPal, stuff like that. It's easier for a lot of people to do that, and I'm okay with that. But it's tough to do what I'm doing and keep this boat afloat. Yeah. I had a hot air balloon show out here today. There must have been 10 or 15 hot air balloons hovering over the town behind me there. That's Pahrump. Okay. Eye candy is fun, Don. You're absolutely right. Robert, I'm with you too. It's I'm with you on that. As far as the 4x4 should have war wounds. I'm with you, Rita Joe. I agree. Collaborations are tough. The Kenneth. No, no, this is my channel. It's not take pictures of girls' channel. You can start that channel if you want. I have not been to Cerro Gordo because, well, Cerro Gordo is a channel. Donald, I like the part where that guy was following you around. Did he just go park then? Yeah, Donald, you saw me in that video. Donald's referring to the video I put out last week, or this week, where the guy was turning in. Well, I caught him twice, I think. One when he was driving past me going down the street, and then another one where he's turning into a parking lot. That parking lot is where I first stopped in the town, and he was in his car there, and that's where I picked him up. I stopped directly in front there. I was looking at my map, trying to figure out how I was going to do this video, and I noticed he was sitting right there in his car watching me as I pulled up. Kind of freaky, but then he started following me everywhere, so yeah, it was weird. Donald, if you're helping already, I thank you very much. I'm not asking anyone to overstep any of their boundaries as far as that goes, or budgets. But thank you, Donald. Hey, Regina. Rita Joe, I agree with you. I don't have any. I mean, his channel is about how much money can you spend on a ghost town, and this is my channel. Every channel come and look at it. I don't know. I'm just not into that. I'm not into it. He's doing it strictly for the views. You got to be into it for more than just the views. Well, you kind of have to be rich to buy a whole freaking mountainside like that. Man, it's beautiful out today. It's funny, they have new flight paths for the airplane starting this year, and let me show you what's going on. Up in the sky here, you can see the contrails, and they all go kind of down that way, and then they make a bend. They make a right-hand turn right about, let's see here, right about here, they make a turn and then go that way. It's because in this area, it's restricted airspace. That down there is the Nevada test range, nuclear test site, and beyond that, well, that's a whole military base out there, basically. You can't fly over that unless you're military. I thought I'd show that to you because it is beautiful out. I hear the cars running at the racetrack down the street there. Pixel Peter, how you doing? Catherine Kennedy, I'm doing very good. It's getting warm though. It's getting very warm out. 909 Adventures. I'm back in my hometown. Well, I'm calling my hometown. It's not my hometown. My hometown's Livermore, California. But I'm over in a place called Pahrump, Nevada. Pixel Peter. It's where I guess it's a home base. It's my home base. Do I need coffee left? Yay. It is getting warm out. Almost 45 minutes. The noise in the air that I'm hearing coming from the town has died down. I think rush hour's over. Usually you hear the rumbling of the cars in the background. Not so much this morning. You can hear the racetrack from here. Just trying to get a picture. Well, finding one that's for sale is the hard part. I believe I remember Sarah Jane saying something about it being for sale and it'd be fun to buy it. But it was up for sale, Sarah Gordo, and I don't know how people find these places or know that they're for sale, but it's public land, so it must have been an auction of some sort. That's all I can figure. Hey, Darla. Things are going great. I never figured out what I was going to ask you, but oh well. There's a side-by-side. It's the weekend, so a lot of people will start showing up and camping through the weekend. I did stick around there for a while. Pixel Peter. How do you ruin 10 drones? You'd think after the second one, you'd go, this is probably not for me. Wait, you want me to live down there, Pixel Peter? It was getting hot. I wasn't expecting it to be that warm. A lot of my trips, here's what I usually do when it comes to these longer trips, or any trips that I do that are exploratory or in a place I've never been to. I like to go there first, like walk around the room and leave. Formulate a plan on what I want to do and come back and do it. I was doing kind of both at the same time. I was going into an area, I like this, I like that, I like this. I'll gather videos on those places as well as scope out all these other places I'm looking to do video on. Because I wasn't ready for what I was running into, and now I am. So I have another trip planned to go back through that area when it cools off. And we'll see. I have plans to go north of here now. So northern Nevada, Utah, Oregon, that kind of area up north now. But doing the same thing, I'm going to do a loop and do an area I've never been to before up north, and then formulate a plan on what I want to do. That's kind of how I do it. I don't know why I do it that way. I just do. Thanks about the Beck. The sand dune photos you shared were majestic. Thank you. Pixel Peter, it's not an excuse. What's wrong with you? You got something to say, Pixel Peter? You want me to stay down there longer? You think I left for a different reason? What's going on? What are you trying to get at? Pixel Peter? I'm focused on you now. Darla, my diesel valve's working perfectly. I've had it off, cleaned it off, tested it, holds vacuum, no problem. It's working, functioning fine. Bill, I did not make a Bisbee. Did I miss the... Well, Pixar, I did not miss that. The wink, question mark. No, I did not miss that. I was, my last road trip, see, all the way to New Mexico and back, I was averaging about 21 miles a gallon. 20.5 miles a gallon is what I came out to be. Yes, I did the finger thing where it holds it open. Yes. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Yep. That's kind of what I thought, Rita. I was down in the Indian Bread Rocks campsite, and it was getting warm, and I had a choice to make because I was editing video at that time, and I had a choice to make: go north, go back home to home base, basically, and rethink what I was doing. And that's kind of where I'm at. I have tons of video to edit, so while I'm doing all that video editing, I'll be formulating a plan to go north, but not sure what that will be yet. I haven't really thought about that in great length. Well, I don't watch the Weather Channel, Pixel Peter, so... Arizona should be hotter than here. It's lower. It's closer to the equator. It's hotter. That's how I see it. Pixel Peter, do you go on adventures? Do you have a channel? Catch you later, Dale. Okay, it's been about an hour, I'm guessing, right? 55 minutes. Okay. Yeah, can you tell I'm getting hot already? It's getting warm. Where to next? I think I'm going to move today to higher ground. Go get some supplies and move to higher ground. I mean, I was sleeping with the hatch open last night on top of my sleeping bag. I wasn't under anything. It was that warm last night. Bill, I let her know about that. You don't have to smog your vehicle in Pahrump. No. You do in, I think, Las Vegas. I think you have to do that in Las Vegas. But no smog requirements are needed out here. There's not much population out here. Yeah, you have to smog in Vegas, Catherine. Bob Wells is camping next to me here. Vegas, you do. Well, I'm camping next to him now because I left to New Mexico, came back, and that gang's still here. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna let you guys go. Unless you guys have any other questions. Yes, they are starting to bloom. The cactus are blooming. We're starting to. But yes, guys, just to recap, I would like to increase my Patreon count, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that if I'm not putting content there. But if you'd like to subscribe to my Patreon and support my channel that way, you can do that as low as $1 a month on a subscription basis. Just go sign up. And you can find that information down below. Or if you'd like to donate to the channel directly, there's PayPal, stuff like that. But yes, I am looking for help. If you guys can help in any way, that would be great. And helping could mean just simply watching my produced videos to the very end. And don't skip commercials. But that's how I get paid. If you watch the commercial, I get a little bit of money on that. A couple cents. I think the 2-hour live stream I did in that remote location I made $1.30 on that video. That's how little money you make on these videos, people. You don't make a lot of money. Pixel Peter writes, why don't you use your Sony with excellent image stabilization, electronic stabilization for your vids, Larry? That camera shoots fisheye. I don't like the distortion it gives on the video. But funny you say that because I have done my, in 2 weeks you'll see a video where I'm using both cameras. I'm using my Note 8 with no anamorphic lens, and I'm also using the Sony action camera on half the footage. The second half of the video is all on that camera that gives better image stabilization. So you basically get to see image stabilization in the Note 8. Kind of messed up. I did that kind of on purpose to show a good contrast between the Note 8 and the Sony action camera. So that's coming out. And Pixel Peter, I have to correct you. It's not electronic image stabilization. It's image stabilization. It's optical. It's not electronic. Hero 8s are good cameras. I believe that's what AJ's using. She's using an 8 or a 9 GoPro. Yeah, it's not electronic, it's actual optical. That's why the batteries run out so fast. I have 3 batteries and I can basically get 1 hour's of video done with that. The reason why I got that is really because of the image stabilization in it, the optical. It hates the heat, yeah. It doesn't like the cold either. It's very temperamental, Rita Joe. I also have the gimbal on the DSLR. Anyway, I got a lot of things to play with, but I was in a very confined space in that cabin and using the GoPro, using the Sony action camera, the FDR 3000, really did help that video and getting more of the room shot, you know, like have the camera sitting in the corner and getting a full shot of the full room. Anyway, helps in that sense. But that's the video I did multiple shots and I'm editing down into one video. It's more produced. That's what I was talking about at the start. Pixel Peter, it's going to be using multiple angles using the same camera. Desert destinations, GoPro, not good in low light. I got a night vision camera. Yes, Pixel Peter, you can go from wide to more narrow to lose that, but you're basically no, I don't like doing that. Desert therapy. I like that. That's what it's been for me. The desert has been very therapeutic for me. It gives me time to think, clear my mind, eat right, make the right decisions. I think that's a helicopter. It sounds like a helicopter. So I'm starting to play with the cameras more is what I'm saying in one video versus me just using one camera for the entire video. Bill asked me, Larry, are you a self-taught photographer or have had classes? I've never taken a class on photography, ever. I started in photography with my father's photography equipment. He was really into photography, black and white photography, when I was a young kid. He's a very good photographer. He stopped doing it, though. And he had all this equipment just sitting in storage, basically. So over time, I started asking to use it. And first, my little handheld, little point and click film camera. And then I moved into a single lens reflex camera. I think it was a Pentax K1000. It was as old as I was. He bought it in '68, and he had like 6 or 7 lenses. So I had a lot of fun doing that. He also had a lot of books on how to do black and white photography. So I read up. I did my own schooling, I guess. I believe they were Life magazine books on black and white photography, hardback books, a whole volume of them. So that's how I was taught, and I'm self-taught, never taken a class. I do watch videos on how other photographers get their work done, but you Each person has their own way of taking photographs and videography. But I've never been taught trial by error and just being in it all the time. It's like driving a car, I guess. If you're always working on cars, you eventually take it around the block or a parking lot or move it back and forth, or you just learn it if you work around it that long. So, yeah. In Pixel Peter, I still haven't fixed the problem with the image stabilization on the Note 8. I need to turn it off, but I need to get it into a gimbal, and the gimbal I want to get is the Smooth. Is it the Smooth 4? Desert Destinations. Your iPhone 12 isn't good in low light. Yes, it is. It should be, at least. So are the Note 8s, and most of the Sony action camera, most of the Sony, excuse me, most of the Samsung, how am I going to say this? Galaxies. The Samsung Galaxy phones tend to have really good cameras on them. But the cameras that I use, they all have these weird quirky things in them, like the fisheye problem with the Sony camera, the image stabilization issue going on with the Note 8. My DSLR camera has no image stabilization at all, so therefore I have to use a gimbal. The night vision camera, same thing. No, it has image stabilization, but it's crap. So they all have issues, but I don't mind the issues that they give me, like the weird warping of the image that the Note 8 gives when the image stabilization is on and I'm using the, what do you call it? The Moondog Labs anamorphic lens. It's just the software messing around with the image, trying to stabilize it. That's what you're seeing, is that anomaly in it. So yeah, I could use that to my advantage. I could exploit that. I don't necessarily look at it as a downfall. It's kind of a fingerprint of what I'm using and how I'm using it. I don't mind having bad footage. It gives you a sense of low budget. It gives you a sense of shoestring kind of budget. It's raw. It's really what it is. It's just raw. I don't have a $5,000 camera. I don't have a, $80,000, 4x4. I don't have unlimited resources like other channels do. I have $400 a month that I can maybe get by on, and that includes gas and food. It's tough, man. It's really tough. I wouldn't have the night vision camera if it weren't for Jefferson, a big follower of the channel, both Wonderhussy and myself, and I wouldn't have the gimbal if it weren't for Slim, who sent me the gimbal. It wouldn't. None of that stuff would be here if it weren't for the viewers of this channel. I would still be with just one camera and my DSLR. So I have to say thank you to you folks for supporting me in that. But now I have all the equipment and I need funds to actually traverse this planet. So that's kind of what I'm after. More support, more viewers. I got to make better videos in hopes that I attract more patronage or donations, stuff like that. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm going. Things are tough right now, all over, of course. But yeah, I got to start paying attention to that now and focus on that more. Doing how-to videos, I don't know if I want to do that or not. Rather just have you guys ask questions if you see something you like. And I'll be happy to open up the secrets that I have and how I do it. That's where I'm going with that. Pixel Peter, you could certainly pick up a camera and do it yourself then. I got two problems with my Note 8. Okay, and Filmic Pro is one of the problems. Filmic Pro, when you turn on the image stabilization, it doesn't work as well. So you do have to turn it off. But when you see me using that turned off, it's not what you want. You embrace the shakes every day. Oh boy. Well, I see the issue myself, Pixel Peter. So I'm actively looking for a solution, and the solution is the Smooth 4 $100 gimbal that I need to pick up. I would just rather spend the money on fuel and not a gimbal. I have the tools I need, I think. The action camera has image stabilization. That's fine enough. I need to get the work done now. So fuel, food, and a lot of editing is what's in store for me in the next 6 months. I'm actually thinking of doing a Halloween. Rita, thank you, by the way. This is a hint towards you. I'm thinking about doing a Halloween video here in a few weeks at that location you sent me, Rita Joe, here in Pahrump. The Coffin House. That's why I do a few shots. I do a lot of shots. I do a couple of takes most of the times on anything I do in hopes that I can get it right. Okay, Pixel Peter. So the reason why I'm looking at the Smooth 4 is because of the integration with Filmic Pro. You can do zoom shots. You can do everything basically without touching the phone, and that's really what I'm looking for. It's a pain in the ass when you're shooting something, you have to zoom or zoom out. Just to be able to turn a wheel on your gimbal itself to zoom and zoom back out is huge. Although you don't want to do a lot of zooming with an anamorphic lens. But along with that, I can turn off the image stabilization. That will get rid of that weirdness inside of the image when I have the anamorphic lens on. Yeah, there's a lot of things that went into thinking about that. There's another gimbal that is compatible with the Filmic Pro app, but it's similarly priced. So Pixel Peter, if you do a Smooth 4 search, do it Smooth 4 and Filmic compatible, or Smooth 4 and Filmic Pro together, and you'll see what I'm talking about. To be able to use a lot of the functions like a rack zoom, or you can do all that in Filmic Pro. You can turn your automatic camera into almost a DSLR with all the functionality that you can make manual on Filmic Pro. You can lock exposure, you can lock your focus, you can do all kinds of stuff that is really cool. Rack focusing, if you want to focus on something far away, then instantly focus on something that's close, you can do that rack zoom immediately to go to this, and it looks beautiful. There's all these things I want to do with the Note 8, but I don't want to rely on the Note 8 exclusively, and buying a gimbal for this Note 8 will definitely make me use it more. I really want to use the Sony action camera more than the Note 8. Maybe the Note 8 is what I use as an auxiliary camera. I'm not quite sure. Or establishing shot kind of thing. Really? My battery's going dead? Plugging her in. Yep, that noise is the charger. There. Hopefully you guys can't hear it that much. Ugh. Down to 15%. Had to re-up. I'm re-upped, so. Do we have any other questions here, guys? Adventure Princess, I'm okay with teaching. But when you have to make a video of it, that's awkward for me. It's worth the investment. Yeah, we'll see. I've been contemplating buying that thing for almost a year now, and I haven't done it. Because it all boils down to, do I want another piece of equipment that I have to haul around that's fragile, and or would I rather invest money into fuel? And I'd rather do that. I can get by with what I have right now. I don't need to keep investing money into hardware. I've got what I need to do a simple YouTube channel where I'm just going out there and about. Just here for the ride. Thanks, Mark. Happy Friday, Shauna. Is that Shauna? Shauna. My mobile phone won't fit on the gimbal. It's too light. The only thing that will fit on the gimbal, the smallest I can get on the gimbal is my night vision camera. Anything, and I have to use a stand on there as well to add more weight to it. Otherwise, it's too light and it won't work. I know, you'd think it would work, but it does not work. It does all kinds of weird, jittery shit when it doesn't have enough weight in it. But I have thought about that, Pixel Beater. Tom Slick, I'm doing great. Tom, did you email me? And did I answer your email? I'm not quite sure who sent me that email. I thought it was you, Tom. No, it was Slim. It was Slim, never mind. Glenn Judd, hello. We're all just hanging out, shooting the shit, talking about everything under the sun. Looking for Patreon members. I'm always flying that flag. I need Patreon members. Patreon members help support my trips month to month. 100 to 120 bucks on Patreon is what I make a month. About 100 bucks on. Oh man, I need a lot more videos. I wish I had twice the videos I have up right now. So, what I should do is release more videos. Huh? So I could release a video today. It's the Bowie Cemetery video. It's a very pretty cemetery. Of all places, you'd find a beautiful cemetery. Bowie, Arizona has a beautiful cemetery. And there's a World War I vet buried there. Yes, I got one more. It's the guy in the car that subscribed to me. I have not done a video showing you Pahrump because Pahrump is your standard town. It's not like a ghost town. It's not something that's on the brink of going out of existence. It's a sprawling city. It's not a city that has any kind of old parts to it that I could really film. I mean, a bunch of trailers, a bunch of track homes. And I'm in Nevada, so you can't really just go explore into private property because you might get shot. There are a couple places like, the ice cream shops would be kind of neat, show you around town, but everyone's seen strip malls, everyone's seen a gas station, a Walmart, and you name it. There's not a lot to do here in Pahrump as far as showing you something that would be old, rustic. I guess I could give you my point of view on it, but it'd be like looking at any other town. I don't think it'd be interesting to you guys. I could do smaller subjects. Yes, the subject of cemeteries as a good example of that. The cemetery video didn't take long at all to make, didn't take long to edit, and it took longer to upload the video than it did to edit it. So yeah, it's those kind of videos I can get out more often, but my other videos are more produced. They take some time to put together, so I am getting better at that. I've gotten it down to where I can shoot a video, edit, and upload in one day. That's pretty fast. You guys probably wouldn't even be able to tell which videos I've done in one day and which ones take several days. But we'll see. Well, I already know. No one's ever commented on, "Oh, that was a crappy editing, Larry." I could do smaller projects. Yeah. Art Bell's old place. Okay, so there's a good example. Art Bell's location. I've been there. I've shot video there. Not much to really shoot. You got his building and his antennas for his ham radio set up. Then what? That's less than a 1-minute video. I guess I could collage stuff together from other footage out there and pictures of him, and I don't know. It's just not my thing. And the house is still owned, I believe, by his family, and I still think they live there. So I don't want to bother them. It's private property. Art Bell lived and broadcast out of Pahrump. Yes, indeed. John, you think so? You get more revenue from longer videos? Question mark? Maybe start Larry's Quickies. No, my video links are perfect, if you ask me. I've tried shorter videos and, well, you make less money. And I'm not talking a lot of money here, folks. I think the most I've made of any video so far is maybe 30, 40 bucks. That's not a lot. Oh my goodness. It's not a lot of money, folks. Uh-oh. John, thank you for your donation, sir. I just saw your message. Thank you. A fuel donation. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that, John. You rock. People like rock. People like John rock. People like Rock John. Man. Abel Windsor, regarding your art studio. Y- that's a good question, Art. Excuse me, Abel. I don't know much about Art Bell. I'm not a big fan of his. I'm not because I don't like his material. It's just that I've never been exposed to it. Uh, what I have heard was intriguing, but it's not my kind of stuff. It's not what I would actively go after. So my heart's not in it, and my heart's not in it. Why go do a video of it? You know, I just can't do it. That's something I can do, Daniel. I can go to Art Bell's resting place. How's that? Part of a cemetery tour, looking at veterans of wars past, and as well as stopping off at his place. I think that might be a good thing to do. Daniel, I think that might be a good thing. And what I could do is tie in some footage of the house. So I can use the footage I already have of Art Bell's home and put it into the cemetery video. There you go. Thank you, guys. See? It helps. Talking live stream. Putting out more videos, though, Pixel Peter. I'll put out more videos a week. I'll put 2 videos out a week. I'll release one today. It's the Bowie Cemetery video. I'll release that today. I have to make the thumbnail and fill in the details. But I'll do that today, and then I'll make it a regiment to do 2 videos a week. That means I have to do twice as many locations. It's tough, man. It's tough. It's all about fuel. It's all about fuel and food. It has nothing to do with anything else other than that. My bills, other than that, is covered by me. Other than that, all my bills is covered by me, and then it's my fuel and food that keep me going on this trip. And when you lose $40 in donations a month, it hurts. I'm telling you. Okay. Hi guys. Sorry, my battery went dead. We lost Larry. Oh man. Or PayPal. What's this? How about showing a compilation of outtakes? That's possible. That's a good idea. Can I hear you now? I can hear you. Oh, I don't have my, 1 second guys. I have to turn on my hotspot. There we go. Okay, we're connected. Yay. I can see the comments now. The fastest way, Tom, is PayPal to donate to the channel. But if you'd like to donate on a recurring basis, that would be Patreon. Patreon, you can set up a recurring fee. It's like a subscription to support my channel. But I do take donations via PayPal. That goes directly to my bank account, which is great. There's a little bit of fee, but if you do super chat kind of contributions, then I believe 20 to 30% of that goes to YouTube, Google. I'm not a big fan of doing that. It's a great little feature if you want to get your questions up front, but I'm pretty good at trying to stay on top of this stuff. You guys don't really have to do super chat on this channel. I'm not like Sarah's channel, Sarah Jane's channels, where she has, thousands of comments coming by. You kind of have to rely on super chat to slow down that stream of information flowing in front of you. You need food if you're shooting or not outside the box, my friend. What? I'm not following what you're saying, Abel Windsor. You could work on comp a little at a time and even cut out the weekly drop unit. I don't know what you mean by that. Just because I got to pee is no reason to abandon us. You use a PayPal is you use a credit card, you use ATM, any kind of form of online payment. And again, the links are down below. But if you want to just do a subscription, that's fine too. That's the same deal. Yeah, just all my videos pretty much has donation descriptions closer to the footer of the descriptions. Sorry, I let my battery on my phone that I'm streaming from run out. Did it go on dim? Is that why I can't see anything? Okay, so sorry about that. I'm gonna cut the live stream off now and pack up camp, go get some supplies, and then head up the hill to some cooler weather. What a beautiful day. We had a bunch of balloons in the sky this morning. Maybe you need to streamline your video making a bit. You're talking to a production manager here, by 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 trade, I guess, by profession. That's what I used to do, is production management. Whether that was producing things that are physical, or producing things that are electronic, artwork that is, whether it's printed or not. I was in charge of a lot of these workflows, and when I dropped into this, making YouTube videos, I just applied all my production skills to what I'm doing. And I've basically templated the hell out of what I'm doing. And there's not really much I can do more that would streamline my process. If I shoot a 20-minute video of a cemetery, one shot, no edit, no stopping, just one full 20-minute walkthrough, I might have a little bit of editing to do there to take out weird noises, me sneezing or coughing or saying a bad word here and there. But as far as making the video, editing wise, it would take me maybe an hour to edit the video, maybe. And then you have to crunch the video, let's say a 10, 15 minute video to crunch out of 20 minutes. That would take maybe, on my laptop, 20, 30 minutes to crunch, and then upload time. It'll take forever, several hours to upload. Donald, everyone, happy trails. Catch you guys a little later. But yeah, I've templated it out as much as I can. I've streamlined it. And the proof in the pudding is this video I'm editing now. It's a lot more complex, but it's using the same building blocks. I just do one scene at a time, but it's built like it's one. It could stand on its own as a video, that is. I'm not making any sense, am I? It's basically a whole bunch of little stories all put together that make one big video. There you go. Most recently, I've just been doing one little subject at a time, giving you that as a video. This is going to be a whole string of little videos put together as one big story, I guess. Thanks a lot, everyone, and thanks for your donations. I will talk to you guys on the next live stream, or I guess I'll just release that video today. Today's Friday. I'll release the video later this afternoon of the cemetery, Bowie Cemetery. It was really beautiful. Tom, thank you. You guys are awesome. You know that? Food and gas are what runs this channel. These donations you guys are doing impact whether or not I get videos done. It's that simple. I don't have a job. I haven't had a job in 3 years. I've been doing this exclusively for you guys and for me. But I do these videos out of the enjoyment of doing them, and I'm just tickled to death that someone else likes to watch them. It's like making a painting or taking a photograph, and people want to see it. It's flattering. It's nice. I love that. I can live off of that. I wish I could live off of that. I could live off of that. Just if I could live off the happiness. Okay, guys. Good night. Good afternoon. Good morning, and good night. Be kind to each other, okay? Just, oh, goodness. Why do we... Streaming. Stop. To want you. Sure you